Throughout the 9 or maybe 10 months of this administration, and honestly, all throughout Trump's first term as president, there has always been a question looming overhead as far as who is really running the country right now. Is it Stephen Miller? Was it Elon Musk? Is it Israel? Or is it Fox News and the Murdochs?
It is funny to watch Trump be a Fox News producer. We wake up in the morning and we look at the news and you see Trump is holding an Antifa roundtable at the White House, and you just say thank you. Thank you, Donald Trump. This is the best. We know all of these reporters that are around this roundtable. Nick Sorter, Davis Court, Andy No. They're like guests on our shows. The mainstream media has probably never heard of any of these people, and this is why this is such great programming.
We've known for a long time that Trump gets his talking points directly from what he hears on the news, and we know that he mostly just watches Fox News, except for when he's hate watching, anyone else. To be fair, even Fox News gets their fair share of hate from the president. He usually seems to take it even more personally whenever they don't outwardly and overtly fawn over him. To him, not fawning over him could mean something as innocuous as just accurately reporting polling data that happens to be unfavorable to Trump and his presidency. But Trump thinks he can change the world and all of reality with a Sharpie, so to him, things like low poll numbers aren't real. But even knowing all of that, Trump aides have come out saying that the problem of Trump getting his entire worldview from Fox News to the point that it directly influences the things that he says publicly and his policies is way worse than we even realized. For example, Fox News recently aired footage from pandemic-era protests in Portland, and Trump proclaimed in a press conference that he could not believe that these riots have been going on for years. Portland is on fire, he said. And he used that old footage as evidence and justification that he had absolutely every right to send the National Guard into Portland.
I will say this. I watched today. I didn't know that was continuing to go on, but Portland is unbelievable what's going on in Portland. The destruction of the city. Are you going in? Well, I'm going to look at it now because I didn't know that was still going on. This has been going on for years.
Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone.
Portland is burning to the ground. You have agitators, insurrectionists. All you have to do is look at the television, turn on your television, read your newspapers. It's burning to the ground.
Portland, Oregon. I mean, every time I look at that place, the place is burning down, and then I hear how wonderful it is. It's not wonderful. It's a disaster. That's almost an insurrection, that place.
And here he is in the Oval Office talking about how good he is at quelling unrest and identifying paid agitators.
When I watched television last night, this has been going on. You wouldn't be standing if you were the mayor. You would be. Can you imagine what they're doing? They're walking in throwing smoke bombs into the store. These are paid terrorists, okay? These are paid agitators. These are professional. I watched that last night. I'm very good at this stuff. These are paid agitators. They get paid money by radical left groups, not radical right groups, radical left groups. And they get paid a lot of money. And you see it with the signs. They all have perfect signs and are printed. They look as good as that sign. Those signs aren't made in basements. They're made at professional printing offices, and they cost a lot of money. These are paid agitators, and they're very dangerous for our country.
He even got called out for his questionable sources when a federal judge blocked him temporarily from sending the National Guard into Portland. This headline from The Guardian says, Trump apparently misled by video of 2020 protests, threatens to send troops to Portland. U.S. president mistakes scale of anti-ICE rallies after TV report uses old footage from George Floyd demonstrations. But old footage isn't the worst of Trump's problems when it comes to vetting credibility. He recently posted a fake video of himself to social media. It was an AI-generated video, again, of himself talking about medbed hospitals. As if our fears of our parents not being able to tell what's real and what isn't online weren't bad enough already, now the 79-year-old president can't distinguish real from fake even when the video is of himself. But back to Fox News, let's not forget that we have former Fox News anchors sitting in high-ranking positions within the Trump administration, like Pete Hegseth, our current Secretary of Defense, and Jeanine Pirro, the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. One might reasonably interpret this as confirmation that Fox News is, in fact, running parts of our government. And to that point, the president's top aides say that the administration's efforts to deploy National Guard troops into Democratic cities are partially and meaningfully influenced by what Trump sees on the right-wing network and other cable outlets, according to a report from news platform ZTO. It's scary how much it would affect not just his mood, but his decision-making on really important things, the official said. It's not okay. No, none of this is okay. Very little of this presidency is okay. In fact, I struggle to find something that this administration and this president has done that is okay. Even now, he is being celebrated, obviously prematurely, for apparently solving the problem between Israel and Gaza, but even that is not okay. It's clear that he has done no such thing. He has not solved the problem because the problem is Israel, and our country is still very much supporting Israel. AP News reported last week that the U.S. has given at least $21.7 billion in military aid specifically to Israel since October 7, 2023, and even more has just been approved. There were celebrations that aid would now be allowed to flow into Gaza, but Israel has since decided to only allow half of that aid in. Either way, the aid was supposed to help prevent the spread of the already widespread famine in Gaza, but as I have said before, famine does not just happen. Famine is often throughout history used as a method of war and oppression that is deliberately inflicted upon a population by a colonizer. Oh, and they've already violated the ceasefire several times over, but it's actually hard to find that reported in mainstream media. So here's this again from ZTO. It didn't take long before Israel resumed killing and besieging Gazans. Within 24 hours of the ceasefire's beginning, Israel killed at least 35 Palestinians in Gaza and wounded 72 others. On Tuesday morning, the day after Hamas released all living captives, Israel resumed aerial bombardment in Gaza with an airstrike that reportedly killed 5 civilians in Shajaa and another 2 killed in Khan Yunis. By the way, speaking of mainstream media, I mentioned Pete Hegseth earlier. I spoke about this in a different video, but he's currently trying to tap into his media background by creating a heavy divide, not a coalition, but a divide between the government and the media, in a move that many are calling unconstitutional and an obvious violation of the freedom of press. Hegseth wants every mainstream media outlet in the country to sign a pledge that they will only report on information that they get from the government in an official capacity. And this severely, obviously limits the journalists' ability to simply just do their jobs. But Hegseth says that if these outlets don't sign on, they could have their press passes revoked from the White House. All major outlets, apart from one, have said that they will not comply with this new mandate. The one outlet that agreed to comply was One American News, or OAN. Fox News was among the many that refused to sign on, so that is an interesting and cautiously encouraging piece of news on top of everything else that we've discussed here. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks.